Welcome to netfit.tv. We're here to help motivate and dedicate you to living a healthy and vibrant lifestyle. My name is Chelsea and I'm going to be directing today's practice. On my left is Kim. She'll be working with level 1, and on my right is Carl. He'll be working with level 3. I'll be working with level 2. So today we're going to be working also with finding peace and acceptance within. So many times we let the chaotic world really enter inside, and we'll find peace here and acceptance with ourselves. So we will be starting on the back. I'm going to make my way down to my back. You guys can turn around and come down. And just notice how you come down. Be very mindful, bringing the knees in toward the chest. Once you find this place, give them a little squeeze. Rock a little side to side. There's no yoga without the breath. So allow the breath to be nice and full as you let go of everything else. Let's bring the left foot to the floor, crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Now, if this is as far as you want to go, stay here and just feel the stretch within that hip socket. If you want to go a little further, begin to bring the knees in toward the chest. You can slip your right hand between the legs to interlock with the left behind the left thigh. That right elbow can begin pressing that right knee open. And if you find this to be too deep, then release that right hand and just hold that right knee, pressing it open. While you're here, you can begin to pull the legs in a little deeper. You'll feel a deep stretch on the outside of the right hip socket. That's your piriformis. Feeling the shoulders relax open, and if you want to go a step further, you can lift your left heel toward the sky. Reach that heel up as the toes point back toward the chin. The more the legs come in toward the chest, the more that your lower back is going to want to lift away, but can you flatten it down? Now inhale when you're ready and point through the left toes. Exhale and reach through the left heel. One more time. Let's inhale and point through the toes. And as you exhale, slowly lowering that left foot down to the floor. So we're going to change this posture into a twist. Leave the leg crossed the way that it is. Your hands out to a T position. And as you exhale, you can lower the legs over toward the left side. The sole of the right foot comes down to the floor. You can press that right knee open, and you can also turn your chin toward the right shoulder and fully relax into the pose. You'll notice an openness through that hip socket. What do you feel? Breathe into it. Let's go ahead and inhale, lifting back to center. Let's change the twist a little by crossing the right leg all the way over the left. And then as you exhale, you can lower the legs back to the left side. The chin toward the right shoulder. This deepens the twist. You feel a little tuck, keeping that right shoulder grounded. Take another breath within the pose. When you're ready, you can breathe in, lifting back to center. Let's uncross the right leg and we'll do the other side. So crossing the left ankle over the right knee, you can begin to press that knee open with your hand if you'd like, or the hands can interlock behind the right thigh. As the leg comes in, your elbow can press the knee open, and you can also inhale that right heel toward the sky. Feel how the shoulders relax down. Is your jaw clenched? Let it be loose. The lips are just touching. You can inhale, pointing through the right toes. Exhale, reaching through the heel. And it's as if you're pressing that heel up toward the sky. Inhale and point through the toes once again, feeling how it's open all through the hip sockets. And as you exhale, lowering that heel down toward the floor. Opening the hands out to a T position. As you exhale, lowering the knees over toward the right side. Notice how that foot comes down to the floor and that knee presses open. It brings a stretch all the way through the leg, keeping that opposite shoulder grounded. Be sure to breathe. Inhale, come back to center. You can cross the leg all the way over the opposite knee, and as you exhale, visit the twist again. If you come into it and you find that it's too far or it stretches that piriformis muscle just a little bit too much, then you can always loosen out of it just a bit. Be sure that both shoulders are evenly grounded, and as you breathe in, you can lift back to center. So some of our poses are going to become a little more intense, but again, you work at your own pace. We're finding peace and acceptance within. So when you're ready, you can bring the knees in toward the chest. You can roll to one side, and then you can begin finding your way up to the top of your mat. When you find the top of your mat, allow the hands to come to your heart center. We'll be working with a few wide angle postures today. So connecting with your breath, a nice full inhale and exhale. We're about to step out into five-pointed star with the right leg. So on the inhale, step out about a leg's length distance apart. Your toes are facing forward. The arms are parallel with the floor. If you ever have any shoulder issues, the hands can always come to the sacrum. So as you're here, we're moving into a posture called Goddess Pose. We're going to turn the toes out at about a 45-degree angle. And as you exhale, bending the knees, allowing the palms to come toward the ears. You're at a 90-degree angle with the knees, with the elbows. But remember, if you need to loosen out a bit, you can. Inhale, let's come back up into five-pointed star. Your toes can face forward. Let's have a little counter pose in between. A wide angle forward bend. Exhale and fold all the way down. Now whether you hold the ankles or hold the elbows or allow the hands to be on the floor is your choice. You're never overstretching. It does release through this spine area. It also brings a stretch through the backs of the legs. Let's move toward Goddess again. So let's inhale, coming all the way up. Arms to a T position. Toes turning out at a 45-degree angle. And as you exhale, bending the knees, bending the elbows. The palms are facing the ears. Relax your shoulders. Breathe deeply across your chest. One more breath. Inhale, straightening the legs, turning the toes forward. And as you exhale, hinge, folding all the way down into this wide angle forward bend. Feel the crown press toward the floor. Know that your knees can be soft. And you can even bring in a little more exploration into this posture by bringing the hands to the floor. You can bend one knee. You can bend the other. Remember, whatever you do on one side, you want to do on the other. And when you've visited both sides an even number of times, let's visit Goddess Pose one last time. Inhale, coming back up into five-pointed star, turning your toes out at a 45-degree angle. And as you exhale, coming down into Goddess. Feel how your shoulder blades press toward one another. How the shoulders can relax. Your inner thighs are active. One breath. Inhale, five-pointed star, and one last hinge forward into this wide angle forward bend. Relax the head. You can do a little exploring if it feels good. And then we're gonna inhale, coming all the way back up into five-pointed star. So once you find this place, we're going to begin moving toward a warrior pose. So we're going to turn your left toes at a 90-degree angle. Your right heel is going to move out just a bit. It's very important that you keep this knee in line with the middle two toes and that the knee doesn't come past the toes. The shoulders are relaxed. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bending that forward knee. We tend to draw the shoulders up here. Let them be relaxed. You're lengthening out through the fingertips. If you ever have any issues with the shoulders, the hands can come to the sacrum. Let's inhale and straighten the forward leg. When you're ready to exhale, let's visit Warrior Two. Take 2 deep breath cycles. Let's straighten that forward leg. Turning the toes forward, we're about to close at the top of the mat. Back into the mountain pose, arms overhead. Let the palms come together and down to the heart center. We're gonna do the other side. So when you're ready, we're gonna step out with the left foot into 5-pointed star. And we're gonna turn the right toes at a 90-degree angle, the left heel out. Softly gazing past the right middle finger. And as you exhale, bending that forward knee. You wanna keep the knee pressed open, in line with the middle two toes, and the knee is stacked directly over the heel. Let's inhale and straighten the forward leg. And as you exhale, once again, visiting warrior two, squeezing the abdominals in toward the backbone. The shoulders are relaxed. Take 2 deep breaths. When you're ready, you can inhale, straightening that forward leg, turning the toes forward. Again, we're going to close at the top of the mat with mountain pose. Exhaling the hands down to the heart. So we are going to be moving back into that wide angle pose. You know that you can pull back, the legs can be a little closer if needed. So we're going to be changing it into a bent knee triangle pose. Step out wide with the right foot, 5-pointed star. Turning your left toes at a 90-degree angle, the right heel out. As you exhale, bending that forward knee so that it's stacked directly over the left heel. And we're going to take an in-breath. And as you breathe out, hinging, bringing that left hand in front of the left leg, the right hand toward the sky. You can look down at the toes or you can look up toward the sky. It's like a long line of energy, stretching those fingers up, feeling the stability of the leg. You can be a little gentler if you'd like. Let's inhale using the core. Come all the way back up into 5-pointed star. Way to move mindfully. You're doing a wonderful job. One more time. Turn the left toes at a 90-degree angle. The right heel out, softly gazing past the left middle finger. Exhale into warrior two. And the next time you breathe out, bringing the left hand in front of the left leg, right hand toward the sky. Again, whether you gaze up or down is your choice. Take one breath. And as you breathe in again, let's come all the way up into 5-pointed star. We're going to close at the top of the mat with the inhale. Mountain pose. Let's go ahead and exhale and dive down. The forward bend. Just releasing the back, releasing the legs. You can even bend and straighten alternating knees if this feels good. And let's do the other side. As you breathe in, lead with your chest. Come all the way back up into the mountain pose. And as you exhale, step out wide, 5-pointed star. Turning your right toes at a 90-degree angle, the left heel out. Exhale into warrior two. Find the stability here. Take an in breath. And as you breathe out, we're going to come into triangle pose. Feel how that right hand can keep that right knee open. The long line of energy. Inhaling back up into warrior two. One last time. Let's exhale into a bent knee triangle pose. 2 deep breaths. And as you breathe in again, coming all the way back up into 5-pointed star. And let's inhale, closing at the top of the mat. Exhaling and swan diving down. Hanging out here. That might have been a little more intense of a pose. But while you're in this posture, you can hold the ankles, you can hold the toes. You can even be at halfway with the hands on the knees, feeling that stretch through the spine. So we did a bent knee triangle pose. Let's try a straight leg triangle pose, noticing what changes within the stretches within the legs. So as you're standing at the top of your mat, you can inhale up, bringing the palms together to your heart center. Let's wait for the next in-breath. Stepping out into wide pointed star. with the right leg, turning the left toes at a 90-degree angle, the right heel out, softly gazing past the left middle finger. Let's inhale and reach with the left hand. Exhale, bringing that left hand in front of the left knee, the left calf, or the left ankle. You can even bring that hand all the way to the floor if you'd like. But once this hip starts to cave in, or this shoulder starts to cave in, you've gone too far. You might need to pull up and out just a bit. So when you're ready, let's inhale all the way back into five-pointed star. Let's try it one more time. Toes on the left foot turn out at a 90-degree angle. The right heel moves out. Eyes are soft past the left middle finger. Inhale and reach. Exhale, tilting down. That right hand can lift up, and if this ever bothers the shoulder, the hand can always come to the sacrum. You can gaze up or down. One more breath. And as you breathe in again, use your core to come all the way up. As you exhale, close at the top of the mat, bringing the palms down to your heart. Noticing, do you have a little bit more heat within the body? Notice where the mind is, how your breath is. And let's do the other side. Step out wide, five-pointed star. Turn your right toes at a 90-degree angle, the left heel out. Relax your shoulders, softly gazing past the right middle finger. As you breathe in, reaching a bit. As you exhale, bring that right hand in front of the right leg, or down to the floor if that's right for you. Gazing up or gazing down. Are you breathing deeply? And as you breathe in, let's come all the way back up. Five-pointed star. Relax the shoulders. Let's do it one last time. Turning the right toes at a 90-degree angle, the left heel out. As you breathe in, you can reach a little. As you breathe out, you can come down into triangle pose. Keeping that left shoulder, that left hip rolled open. Take one more breath. And inhale when you're ready. Coming all the way up using the core. And then we'll exhale at the top of your mat, bringing the palms down to the heart center. Drop back inside. How is your breath? You're doing a wonderful job. Just keep at it. If you find that the body gets a little more fatigued with certain postures, practice at a little more relaxed side of your edge without dipping over and causing any pain or frustration in the mind or in the body. So we are going to be coming down to the knees. I do suggest using a blanket for any kneeling postures. It does pad the knees a little more, keeping them safer. If you're comfortable with doing it just on your mat, you're more than welcome to do that. So we're going to come up to standing on the knees. And this posture is called Camel Pose. So as I have both of my hands relaxed down at my sides, the toes are relaxed on the floor, going straight back behind the knees. As I breathe in, I'll lift the arms straight up in front. As I breathe out, I'll sweep the hands around to the sacrum. Now you can keep your hands here at the lower back. They can slide down to the buttocks or they can come to the heels. Begin to squeeze the navel in. Feel how the heart rolls open, the elbows pressing toward one another. And again, if you want to bring the hands down below the buttocks, you can. If you want to reach for the heels, you can even tuck the toes under. As you come here, breathe. When you're ready, you can inhale forward and exhale down into the child's pose. Rock a little side to side. So you'll notice in this posture, if you've gone too deep, you're going to have a little bit of discomfort in the lower part of the back. You don't want to go there. You can get the same out of the pose if the hands are just on the sacrum or just below the buttocks. You don't have to go into the full intensity of the posture to feel it. And then while you're there, you really want to squeeze the navel in. What do you do with your head? If you're in the full length of the posture, the head can relax back. Otherwise, you want to keep the neck muscles engaged. This keeps everything active. So let's inhale, coming back up. Relaxing the shoulders, softening your gaze. And as you breathe in, lifting the arms in front. Exhale the hands around to the back. The hands can be on the sacrum to begin with. Engaging the core, rolling the shoulders open. You're pressing your elbows toward one another. You could slide the hands down to the buttocks, opening the chest. You can even bring the hands down to the heels and let the head relax back. Using the core on the inhale, come forward. And you can either relax down into child's pose, or if you're comfortable with visiting downward facing dog, you can. Wonderful. So if you're coming into down dog, you want to keep the fingers grounded on the floor, not just the heels of the hands. A long line up through the spine, just reaching that tailbone toward the sky. You feel how the backs of the legs have a stretch as the heels gently press down toward the floor. Wherever you are, if you're in child's pose, relax. Just take one more inhale, and as you exhale, coming all the way down, and we're about to transition to the backs. So you can bring the hips down to the floor. You can bring the knees in toward the chest, rocking a little side to side. You can even bring the forehead toward the knees. Now, as we are about to move into this twist, you can go as deep as you'd like. You can make any kind of modifications. So relax the head back to the floor. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. The hands will come out to a T position. As you breathe in, let's lift both of your heels up toward the sky. Now we're going to move very mindfully because it depends on your back as to how deep you go. I'm going to have Kim bend her knees in toward the chest while Carl keeps his heels extended toward the sky. So he's going to have his palms facing down to support his legs going side to side. Otherwise, your palms would face the sky. So as you exhale, lowering the legs over toward the left side slowly, your chin can roll toward the right shoulder. The more that your knees come toward your armpit, the deeper of a twist it's going to be through the hips. Your hands are helping support your legs if they're extended all the way through. So as you breathe in, use the core, lifting the knees back to center. As you exhale, lowering the legs over toward the right side. So notice as he's lowering the legs down toward the floor, he's guiding them down gently, not just dropping them. Keeping the opposite shoulder grounded, take one more breath. Let's visit each side one more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling the legs over toward the left, the chin toward the right. Feeling how the body stays grounded. There you go, supporting the legs as they slowly lower down. Notice if your jaw is clenched, soften them. You can even close the eyes. So when you're ready, let's inhale, coming back to center. There you go, and one last time over toward the right side. Feeling the ease of this twist. Wonderful. One breath, letting go. And then you can inhale, coming back to center, bringing the knees in toward the chest. Once the legs are in toward the chest, give them a little squeeze. And then you can extend the legs out along the floor. You can even prop up with the knees if you'd like. The hands at your sides with the palms facing the sky. Nothing else matters right now. Peace and acceptance within. Remember, you can stay here as long as you'd like. Feeling the muscles soften away from the bones. Feeling the weight of the body against the earth. And letting go of thoughts. When you're ready, you can begin wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, circling the wrists and the ankles. You can always bring the knees into a tuck when you're ready. Bringing your awareness back into the room. And you can always roll to your right side, finding your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Hands on the tops of the legs, spine extended, and your eyes soft. Reflecting and observing. Peace and acceptance within. Namaste.